How is no one talking about this show? Buddy, I just got done watching Revival. This is a series that came out actually a couple months back, but I ended up finally getting a chance to check it out, and I was really excited to dive into this because I have had it on my watch list for a while. My toddler son has just taken over my life. I had a good amount of time this past week to actually dive in and catch up on some things, and after I read the synopsis, I think you'll understand why you should dive into this series as well. Revival is about one miraculous day in rural Wisconsin where the deceased rise from their graves, yet appear and act unchanged, and now it is up to an officer and a single mother to solve a murder case where everyone alive or undead is a suspect. Now, just that concept just interests me to a tier. It's on the Syfy channel, so I know it was going to have that kind of cheesy, a little bit of horror flair to it. But what it kind of reminded me of, and I don't know if everyone remembers this series, but it's like Pushing Daisies, but with like a more darker, satirical tone to it. And it really dives into that because Pushing Daisies definitely had like the comedic aspect to it, but like the whole idea of like the dead coming back to life and like you having to figure out certain things. And Revival might start a little slow, but I always found that by the end of the first episode, I was like hooked in. And then by the end of the second episode, I had to keep watching. And every episode builds on the last in this unsettling manner that I would very much equivalent the tone of Revival to kind of like Alan Wake 2, where it's really weird and kind of creepy at almost all times. And you never can really see where it's going to be going. There's a lot of twists and turns and just really brutal moments, but it's one of those things that like playing Alan Wake 2, and there's like these different twists and turns where you're scared, but you're kind of laughing, but you also think it's weird and it's very creative. And Revival kind of feels in that same way, like it very much feels in the tone of that. And by the time I finished this series, I was really hoping that Syfy ends up renewing this for a second season, because I think this is one of those series that I would love to continue in with its world, with its characters, but specifically its concept itself and the different explorations of it is a really fun series, and one that I was genuinely surprised by, because Syfy series sometimes are hit or miss for me, but like this one just scratch the itch I definitely needed. I want to give a shout out to Melanie Scrofano, which I might be mispronouncing that, but I think she did an amazing job leading this series. And again, I highly recommend Revival. So with all that said, I'm going to give this series a 4 out of 5.
There are 47 names on the Reviver registry.